Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Turkish kitchen table at the end of day 2 here at Rally Turkey. It's been, well, it has to be said, a pretty dramatic day. Once again, I'm joined by my colleague David Evans, the senior staff writer at DirtFish.com, and friend of DirtFish, George Donaldson. Guys, day kicked off, obviously. That first stage, do you know what? Every single year, David, that opening stage, Çetebeli? Is that what it's called? Can't remember. No, that's tomorrow. Yeskubeli. Yeah, the opening stage of the day. It's given us so much drama over the years, and it continued this morning with Tänak.
Completely. I mean, when we were driving down that road towards the place that we were going to, and you were saying this is where Breen's car was on fire, Yazid's car was on fire over there, and Mickelson was stopped here fixing it. It's incredible.
And Neuville's never got through that stage on the first pass.
Exactly. Remarkable. And yeah, it was. I mean, I was surprised actually there weren't more issues. Everybody else seemed to come through. There were some tyre issues for some of the other drivers, but yeah, Tänak, entirely bizarre incident. And you know, the interview that you had with our good friend Andrea Adamo, at one point maybe not quite such a good friend this evening, as you were pushing him to find out what was happening. He wasn't going to tell us. There is something strange about that the car shot off to the left, and he jumped out and looked immediately into the right front wheel arch. And George, you know far more than any of us. And I know we're only...
They won't tell us. They won't tell us right now. Other than a steering problem, they haven't actually specified what happened. You've been around a very long time. There won't be an awful lot that happens in rally cars you haven't seen. Give us some speculation as to what might have caused that.
Obviously, the car. He took a fast left corner, quite tight in, and then shortly afterwards, the car seemed to veer into the left.
But he said there was nothing. He said there was nothing.
No,
warning.
Quite clearly, he didn't hit something. Quite clearly, he did not. He was just on a good line, because we commented on that at the time. We thought he was tight in, but not so tight in, but maybe there was a rock sticking out.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness me.
This looks really good. Sorry, boys. Yeah, just put that in the middle of the table there. It's this guys is an active kitchen table. Fantastic. They're looking after us.
Can we stab it?
So George, what do we think?
Very, very quickly. So he then manoeuvred the car after a short time. He manoeuvred the car, and we could see that the front left wheel was turning. I'm thinking, what on earth is going on there? And then they jacked up the front right of the car, had a look in, and gave up immediately. So you think maybe, I was thinking maybe the steering gearbox had gone, but he's driving on the left of the car, not the right. What's he looking in the right to see? I've no idea.
Yeah,
really.
It's a strange one. It's a strange one. Listen, guys, if you want an exclusive take on what happened with Tänak today, well, you can hear from the man himself at DirtFish.com. We got the only in-depth interview with you can't even say it. I've not had any beers and I can't even say it. With Tänak. You can see that on DirtFish.com. You can see it on our YouTube channel. Tänak has a mountain to climb now in terms of his championship challenge, but we still have a big day to come here tomorrow. Who knows what might happen tomorrow, David? In terms of the championship, did you go for the eggy one, George? What have you gone for there?
I've not tried the eggy one yet.
Oh, I might have a little bit of that. No, that's really nice. Actually, I'm going to have a little bit of that.
Is that lamb?
Lamb and egg. Really nice. No, I'm going to have them. George, in terms of the championship, you know, Ogier is doing... George, the food is distracting you. In terms of the championship, you know, Ogier sits joint second with Sebastian Loeb at the end of today. Ogier is doing exactly what we expected him to do. He had a few issues out there, but he managed them extremely well.
Which we did discuss beforehand. He is the ultimate survivor. He's very, very good at it, and he'll make the best out of everything. I read a lot of his comments this afternoon, listening in, obviously, and he's so pragmatic. I mean, so many little issues eating him through the whole afternoon, and he just dug away. Commenting at the end, I think I'm quite lucky to be here, and totally and absolutely accepting that's what he's got now. Start again tomorrow.
And staying calm through all of that. You know, when he mentioned he was in front wheel drive and jammed in third gear. How many drivers have the presence of mind just to go with it, get to the end of the stage? It's remarkable, and he was very, very honest and very open that he was fortunate to make it tonight. And sometimes you find that when drivers have ridden that bit of luck, that's not an incentive, but it just drives them forward tomorrow and inspires them. And for me, one thing we didn't find out from Ogier, does he push for the win tomorrow? Because for me, it's a 30-second gap or something. He can still win.
He still doesn't have
He doesn't
to.
have to. He doesn't have to. But ultimately, I'm sure there will be an element of him that he wants to.
To push home the advantage he's got a fantastic advantage and opportunity here. But at the end of the day, his main rival right now, okay, it does look, and we absolutely cannot really predict anything just now because tomorrow is such a difficult.
Were you going to say you can't speculate?
No, you can't. We can speculate. My goodness, we love that. But we can't really say anything with any certainty yet because it's such a difficult day tomorrow. But his main rival in the championship still is Elfyn Evans. Thierry Neuville, if he wins tomorrow, he still has a mountain to climb. He knows that second or third place tomorrow is good enough for him as long as he stays ahead of Elfyn Evans.
Yeah.
Is that reasonable? But you seem to think he'll push for the win.
I do. I think that there will be an element of him that will want to push for the win. But you're quite right. He needs to remain calm again tomorrow and realise that Neuville, like you say, he's got a mountain to climb. And at the moment, we've got two rounds left, and it's very, very difficult for him to bridge that gap in terms of driving and making results alone. He needs issues for Ogier. He needs issues for Ogier, and he needs issues for Elfyn as well. So, no, I think he will. I give up. I don't know. He could push. He may not push. But can we get to the Eggy thing yet?
No, let's move on. Let's move on from Ogier. I think he's in a great position. I think he had a fantastic day today. As we said, George, as you said, the management of those issues was absolutely the sign for me of a champion. Didn't panic, didn't do anything silly, didn't overstress the car, brought it home in a fabulous position. Ogier, I think, had a great day considering. We've got to talk about Sebastian Loeb, joint second. My goodness me, at the end of the opening stage, he lost a lot of time. He slipped down the standings, and you thought, he's going to tumble back down.
That was genuine inexperience of the event, wasn't it?
Remarkable.
And you said to him tonight, you're the master of looking after the tyres, and immediately he said, actually no, completely got it wrong this morning. And to take those two, and he said he crossed them, and both the one on the front and the rear were absolutely finished.
I stand by what I said, the master of looking after his tyres. He made the wrong choice. But having made the wrong choice, he did a great job. He came to the end of the first stage out this afternoon. He said his tyres were destroyed. He looked after them so well through the middle stage that he was able to push in the final stage for a stage win. For me, that is the master of tyre management.
It was absolutely brilliant, Colin. And when we drove out the stage a few minutes after you, I'm sure he was there, we drove past Seb Loeb's Hyundai, sitting there a few kilometres after the stage, getting its tyres changed by the staff. The staff were changing the tyres. So Seb was sitting, chatting, relaxed on a stone by the side of the road on his phone to whoever he was talking to, and his co-driver, the staff, was working on the car. It was fantastic.
You clarified that, George. For a minute there, I was getting a touch worried.
Indeed. I realised what I was saying.
But he again showed his class today, Sebastian Loeb. He has a lack of experience on these stages, but he has an absolute lifetime of experience of just about any situation that you might have to deal with in rallying. George, you said it when we went through Stage 9 in our preview. You would love to see Loeb winning this one. He still has a real chance tomorrow because anything can happen out there.
Well, we only need to see what happened. I mean, the two main contenders, obviously, we've not talked about Thierry yet, and we'll get to that, I'm sure. But the two main contenders have both lost fantastic amounts of time. Obviously, Ott, sadly, fairly catastrophic in one sense, but it's not over for Ott. Thierry could non-finish tomorrow.
Yes, and so could Seb.
So could Seb, and so could Evans, because there is just such a. We've not
jeopardy.
seen. We have not
in that
seen.
stage.
We have not seen the worst of this rally
No.
yet, or the best.
That's been your word of the day.
Yeah, jeopardy. I love that word. Jeopardy is a good word.
This is a good point, though, is that we think today's been rough, but actually it's got nothing on that first one tomorrow morning, which is
38 kilometres.
Cetibelli,
and it's 38 kilometres long.
38 kilometres of real rough, treacherous conditions. Sebastian Loeb, Sebastian Ogier, the two Frenchmen, joint second place. Our leader boys, at the end of the day, is Thierry Neuville, a driver who, it's fair to say, hasn't enjoyed this rally particularly much in the past. He's had problems both of the 2 previous years. He's done a good job out there today. Wasn't happy with the car this morning, David, but my goodness, he's done a good job. George, you look urgent as if you want to make a point.
I mean, this is classic Thierry, isn't he? Starts off the rally, his feathers were ruffled right at the start. Not arguing with the fact that it should have been ruffled. I'm not dissing him in any way, far from it. I'm here to applaud the guy right now. But he was upset, and you think, you know, calm down, Thierry, you're going to blow it. Don't get yourself excited. Calm down and get on with it, mate. Just get on with it. That's what you're hoping that he does, for him. Because he's a great driver, he's a great rally guy. And then he comes out this morning and, oh, the car's not right. And you're thinking, oh, God, Thierry, I know what's going to happen here. You're going to start to tweak it, and it'll get worse. You'll go back to service at lunchtime. The guys will fix it. You'll come out this afternoon and you'll blow everyone away. He's got form for doing that. And once he starts to go quickly, he gets into that groove, the man is unstoppable.
He is unstoppable. This is the frustrating thing with Neuville. Neuville, at his best, David, is an absolute world champion through and through.
I am sure.
He's got the speed. There's no doubt about that. But he has ridden his luck a little bit this afternoon. He's got away with no punctures, and he's had no issues. But the thing that I think is admirable is the way that he marked all of those points on the steering wheel. The team worked together. They found some more grip in the car. It's still not perfect. He said that today, that there is still work to do before Sardinia. But he's out there, and is this rally his to lose?
I think it is, but I think it is, boys. Yeah.
30 seconds when you've got 2 runs at that stage tomorrow.
Doesn't count for nothing.
It counts for nothing. Yeah.
No, but the thing,
you're right.
One of my favourite things is always you make your own luck. To a great
George,
extent.
is that a saying or is
well,
that
in terms of punctures, I think you do make your own luck. In terms of what happened to Seb Ogier and Ott with Seb with his gear shift, Ott with his steering, you don't make your own luck on that. No, if that's a mechanical failure and you've not hit anything, categorically not. So I'm not saying that it's a magical thing, but with punctures, if you're driving the car fantastically and you're in the groove, you're not being flamboyant anywhere, you're not running wide, you're lifting the car over everything, you're not spinning the wheels up too much, you've just got everything just in the right place. You reach that magical, calm place where Sebastian Ogier, where all the top drivers can get to that place. And it's that sweet spot where all of a sudden you can carry the car over everything. And even when you get that puncture, you're able to lift it, you're able to do what Seb Ogier can do all the time. But when you're in that magical place, any driver can do it whilst he's in that place. He'll manage. He'll get to, the brakes failed, still gets quickest time.
But how can you get into that zone tomorrow?
Let's talk about that.
He's got form throughout a rally. It's all to do with what he thinks the car is doing. It could be the mechanics are going underneath the car and just rattling a spanner against it and not changing anything. Thierry, we found some in there, we fixed it. Who knows? I don't really think for a minute that's happening, but
there is a psychological element.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
For goodness sakes, these guys are driving these rather powerful cars, crazy powerful cars, I want to say, but I don't like using the word crazy for our sport. Wonderfully powerful cars down these ridiculous little roads at speeds that would terrify any other racing driver. Any other racing driver, I've seen racing drivers go, terrify them. And they are right out there on the limit. It's all about the psychology. Skill, yes. Management, yes. Maintaining a calm, yes. It's all about your head, just convincing yourself that when you turn it into that next corner, it's going to go. Look at the fresh air drops we saw today.
Yeah, scary.
Fresh air drops, it would be down
George,
physically a long way and then into the water.
I love listening to your eloquence. I really do.
But shut up.
But shut up.
Okay, I'll shut up.
I'm going to ask, as we wrap up our kitchen table, there's still all this wonderful food to eat at our kitchen table. I'm going to ask for a very brief, George, winner tomorrow. 1, 2, 3 tomorrow. Very brief.
Another one. Oh, look at that. You're a very good man. It says DirtFish.
That says DirtFish. Can you see that, Heikki? Can you read that? That's really good of them. George, while I look at the DirtFish there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
a prediction. Well, I genuinely think Thierry will hold it together because he's got form to do that. Yeah. He might be unlucky, of course. So this would be the hardest one ever to predict. Thierry, I will say that I think that Seb Ogier will find a little bit of extra speed just to get those points. But Seb Loeb, you know, he's improved all the way through this rally. Could he just come back and push in front? So on the basis, I'm quite sure that Seb Ogier will be second, but I'm going to go with my heart. And my heart says Seb Loeb's going to get second. And I'll leave Ogier in third.
David?
For me, I'm going the other way. I think that Ogier will come back strong tomorrow, and I think he'll win. I think that, you know, you have to. We've just talked an awful lot about luck there, the drivers that have had luck, and this. Turkey's bitten Thierry twice hard. Maybe this is the year, third time lucky.
Third time lucky, yeah.
But I'm still going to go with Ogier tomorrow. In a very narrow power stage victory, I think Ogier will edge Thierry.
That will more or less, I think, seal his championship, depending on what happens clearly with that. Yeah, I think so.
Elvin in third.
Depending on what happens with Elvin was how I was about to finish that. Yeah, listen, sealing his championship, what absolute nonsense. 30 points available for the winner of each event. So yeah, you're quite right, but it'll put him in a very strong position. Guys, I'm really hoping Thierry Neuville wins tomorrow because he's had such bad luck on this event in the past. I think he deserves the win. He's been really good out there today. Yeah. And I think Ogier will just edge the battle with Sebastian Loeb. So folks, we don't have too long to wait to find out what happens. Cettabelli, killer Cettabelli. Have a look again on our YouTube channel. Have a look on our Facebook page. Yep, you can find it there. Or on our website, and you'll find George's very, very good analysis of just why that is such a difficult stage. Don't forget the exclusive Tänak interview also on all of our channels. So guys, DirtFish is, the fish is sinking, unfortunately. Folks, thank you very much for joining us at our Turkish kitchen table once again this evening. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.